this video, I'm going to be walking you through step by step on how I use my income to break down the money into my budget. This template I got was from the Budget Mom here on YouTube, and I purchased the PDF version for easier access. You can also print these pages out and create your own binder system as you see fit. And what's cool is that I have a printed copy for the next 2 months, and I will also be having an electronic copy just in case the internet decides to crap out on me one day. I'm not going to be caught out there missing my information. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to be starting off by entering the date of my paycheck to help me, of course, remember what time of the month I got paid. And then I plug in that number to its appropriate home here. And I also went ahead and put it in the actual column because that's going to be the actual number that I'm budgeting as a whole. My next step is to fill out the bills section with all the appropriate categories that I must pay for, like clockwork. These categories will, of course, be subject to change based on your individual needs. Once I finish this section, I'm going to move over to the next one down on the page, which are the envelopes. This section serves as my short-term budgets section due to the fact that I don't have to spend these monies every day, just within this month. And they are essentials, of course, but luckily I can wait a little bit more in between these categories since COVID has me sitting at home most days. We're going to be going to our sinking funds, and you're probably wondering what the F is a sinking fund? And why does it sound like it belongs on the Titanic, honey? No, don't worry. This money is not going to be lost treasure. These are simply mini savings challenges you set up for yourself that doesn't require you to spend this money ASAP. So you're giving yourself ample time to save up to a specific goal for each category, allowing you to have something to work towards, and you're assigning every dollar a mission. So for instance, one of my envelopes is dedicated to Christmas, and I decided 2 weeks ago on my budget journey that I was going to save up to $650 by Black Friday so that I could use that money for Christmas gifts and decorations and such. This way, when Christmas time comes around, I'm not caught out there depleting my whole Christmas earnings and bonus at the last minute. Let me tell you, I work super hard for my money. I make commission and I love my family to death, but being stressed out about something that I could have prepped myself for way in advance gives me more money, honey, to spend on myself when Christmas time comes around and there's a sale after Christmas. Crystal got money to be going to the mall, to the sales section, and she's getting everything on sale. Okay, that's another budget hack, but realistically speaking, like, you feel me? This is something that I should have been doing a long time ago, and I'm so happy that I'm doing this now. So there you go, sinking funds. Get into it. Get into this. All right, the next section is extra debt, and this, of course, is where you're going to enter the current debts that you owe along with what you're going to be budgeting from a specific paycheck or the total number you will be paying, say, in your monthly budget. So my debt and savings is my top priority, and I allocate different amounts based on each paycheck. Since I have some time to pay off my credit cards, I try to save up as much as I can and make one single payment by the due date. So it's like once a month. This way, that number that I'm working on gets chipped off starting with my lowest balance. And of course, there's many ways to tackle your debt, so please ask our girl Google to help you figure out which one works for you. For me, it looks like it's the debt snowball, which is what I explained before. You take the debt that has the lowest number and you tackle that aggressively with as much money as you could put towards it. If you have another credit card, which I do, that has more debt, I just pay the minimum on that for the time being, but try to put all of what I can and my leftovers towards the debt that has the lowest number. And the final section is dedicated to our savings and any savings challenges you're participating in. Right now, I'm working on, of course, my bank savings, which I have a nice little something stashed aside. And I decided to participate in the 100 envelope challenge. So once all of my debt is paid, I'll be able to participate in more savings challenges since I won't have the debt cloud raining on my parade anymore. As of right now, she's doing fine. These two challenges are suffice for me. I'm starting off slow, but once everything is cleared, we're going to be adding some more stuff on just to see how much we can save. Now that the categories are set up, it's time to plug in all the corresponding numbers in the actual section. I'm plugging in the full number of each bill so I can add them together and get the grand total of my monthly auto payments. Each of these categories are set to auto pay in my checking and credit card accounts so that I can rack up points on some of my monthly transactions while paying off the debts. All of these numbers will now be divided in half to determine what my actual budget numbers are going to be from this paycheck. I round all of my numbers up to keep everything sequential, so be mindful that these numbers may be a little bit off a couple of dollars. These halves are going to be held in my checking account until I get my next paycheck to fulfill the other half of the bills. My auto pay dates are set to withdraw once my totals are all fulfilled. These $912 that are left are now going to be what I'm going to be using to break down even more with my envelopes and my savings challenges. You determine exactly how much you want to assign each category based upon your monthly spending. For this month, we are going to input these numbers that I've calculated and then go ahead and do the math all over again. Subtract whatever you have left over on the top by the number that you have on the bottom, and then you get the total amount for the next round of sinking funds, aka your envelopes. This calculation method can also be used in reverse, with the savings or the debt section being the first point of contact. This method is great if your priorities are geared towards debt payoff or your savings first. I usually interchange my calculation flows depending on my goals that particular month and to also keep things interesting. It really motivates you when you don't constantly feel the dread of having to pay off your debt. So I just do it that way, but totally up to you. Finally, add up all of your totals to make sure that the total equals your budgeted number. You should be at $0 at this point. In my case, I added $100 extra from my birthday money, so my numbers were slightly off. Nevertheless, I hope this breakdown gives you a realistic example of how easy it is to start making smarter spending habits. In my next video, I will show you how this breakdown will be implemented in stuffing my cash envelopes and to determine my cash denominations when it comes time to collect the cash at the bank. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment with your feedback. Thank you so much for watching Budget with Doughva, and we will meet again in the next one. Peace!